the WWF promoted their own tour of Japan for the first time in May of 94. That's where we would see Bret defeat Randy Savage in his final WWF title match on one of those shows. But the tour is deemed largely a flop. There's small crowds each night. Do you think these were sold shows? Did the WWF just not have the right partner, right marketing approach? Why wasn't the Japan experiment more successful?
I don't think that I don't think it was a good partner. I don't think that we had a good partner that was able to go in, um, and sponsor the show and buy the shows. It was looked at from, you see what New Japan and All Japan, and you get the response. They want our product, but it was trying to promote it from the United States versus having a promoter in Japan promote it locally. I think that would have made a big difference. I think that it was just not the strongest sponsor, strongest promoter that we had locally.
The King of the Ring in June of 94 here in Baltimore sees the return of Jim the Anvil Neidhart in Bret's corner for his match with Diesel. And he's supposedly here to counteract Shawn, who's in Diesel's corner. How was Neidhart decided to bring back in the fold? Is this one of those infamous Stu phone calls? Or okay.
Yeah. Brett had a big, Brett's got, maybe, that fucking rhino, that night hurt. Ellie's got him, she's, got him in a good place. And that, put him in, yeah, he got a spat for him. He's, he's doing good now. Yeah, yeah.
So the big nasty Rhino,
Right.
he makes sure that Bret keeps the title. And then he also causes Owen to win the King of the Ring tournament later in the night. So that keeps the feud going into SummerSlam. So it's kind of cool. You go back and you take a look. Bret won King of the Ring in 93. His brother Owen wins it in 94. He just happens to be feuding with Bret. The post SummerSlam European tour in Germany is going to happen in September. So we got Bret and Randy Savage defeating Owen and Neidhart every night. And these would be some of Savage's final matches in the company before leaving in November. What was his and Bret's relationship like?
I think it was good. I think Randy liked Bret and vice versa. They were just two old second generation guys that going down the road and had the same respect and appreciation of the business.
I want to mention that in the UK, we got Bret and Davey Boy teaming up because obviously Davey's over like Rover there, and they're going to beat Owen and Neidhart on each show. They're even going to do that back in the US and Canada before eventually it becomes Bret versus Neidhart on the Heart Attack tour. And they're going to co-headline with Undertaker and Yokozuna in casket matches. That feels like this era in a nutshell. Bret and Undertaker on top somewhere, right? 94, 95.
Yeah. And the Heart Attack tour was so cool, man, because of the logo. You had the Heart Attack. So you had a heart, but then you also had Undertaker in it. So it was like Undertaker giving you a heart attack. It was cool. It was a pretty cool logo.
The first ever episode of Action Zone aired on October 23rd, 1994. This replaced All American Wrestling. The format had begun to fade off after 11 years on the air. And Bret and Owen is heavily pushed as the main event. And I guess it's important for you to have a big main event like this to get this new show off the ground. And it does improve the ratings. You get a 2.0 on a Sunday afternoon slot on the USA Network, whereas the week before it was just a 1.7. It's been said a lot of times that when WCW didn't know what to do, well, let's just trot Ric Flair versus Sting out there. Was it kind of like that for Bret in the main event with the right opponent in this era, do you think?
I just think it was luck of the draw at this point, more than anything.
So Bret's going to headline yet another European tour in November, this time versus King Kong Bundy. And at this point, if he wasn't already scratching his head about Backlund, he's got to be like, what the fuck, man? King Kong Bundy? Or did he like it because it was a different style?
Bundy, you're stealing money every time you go and cash a check. You're the shit, Bundy.
Yeah. I don't think Bret was happy